Test security for maintenance and security personnel. Each year, staff that have access to secure materials must complete test security and confidentiality training. This training does not take the place of reading the appropriate manuals and online resources, including test security, which can be found in each manual and on the District and Campus Coordinator or REACH DCCR webpage. At the end of this training, you will complete an oath of test security and confidentiality. When you sign that oath, you're attesting that you understand your responsibilities. The state assessment program fulfills federal requirements to test students in specific grades and subjects to ensure students in Texas are competitive with other students nationally and internationally. The STAR program is a standardized achievement test, and the TELPAS program assesses our emergent bilingual students in the progress of their language acquisition skills. In addition to STAR, STAR Alternate 2, TELPAS, and TELPAS Alternate, your responsibilities may extend to other assessments such as field test assessments, interim assessments, and the Texas Formative Assessment Resources, or TFAR. Test security. The Texas Education Agency has guidelines that must be followed to ensure test security and confidentiality are maintained. Let's cover the specifics. Nearly all students take their state assessments online. This minimizes the number of secure materials that have to be stored. There's no longer large stacks of test booklets. Instead, we may find small stacks of test tickets that can look like just random stacks of paper. It is best to be safe and lock the door behind you, even if you are stepping out of a room for only a moment. This helps ensure test security. What is test security? Test security encompasses the policies and procedures that preserve the integrity of the test content to ensure results are meaningful and valid. This requires all participants to adhere to the instructions and procedures contained in the Test Administration Manual and online resources. It ensures fair and equitable testing for all students. It requires that we provide training to all individuals, and after the training, we collect an oath of test security and confidentiality. We must account for the secure materials before, during, and after each assessment. To do this, we must identify who can handle secure materials and ensure that these materials are stored in a locked location with limited access. We must also track the chain of custody and maintain integrity of the tracking documentation. Everyone is responsible for proper storage and secure materials. If materials are left unattended, you should immediately contact the testing coordinator. Secure materials include online test content and test booklets, test tickets, and session IDs. It also includes TELPAS calibration activities, the components for holistically rating students, and the TELPAS alternate observable behavior documentation. It includes STAR Alternate 2 image cards, secure manuals, and test booklets. To maintain test security, we must ensure that all district and campus personnel meet the eligibility requirements, attend and are engaged in all required trainings, sign an oath of test security and confidentiality, and actively monitor to ensure that all tests are administered in strict accordance with test procedures. Test content is secure and should never be viewed, discussed, or recorded. Never take a picture of a screen. Do not copy, print, take notes, or capture by any means information on a screen. Only students may respond to test questions. Building disruptions. Building disruptions should be reported so that I can begin coordinating with TEA and plan to resume testing that has been suspended. Safety of students and staff comes first. If there is a fire or water damage, we will gather secure materials when it is safe to do so. If you need to enter a testing room or secure storage, please be sure to notify the testing coordinator. What is a testing irregularity? Testing irregularities are defined as incidents resulting in a deviation from documented testing procedures. These fall into one of three categories: serious, procedural, or locally determined disciplinary action. Today I'm going to explain serious and procedural. In general, serious violations involve an intended act by a staff member, such as to alter a test response or discuss test content. Procedural testing irregularities are less severe and more common. They typically result in a minor deviation in testing procedures. Procedural irregularities fall into the one of these categories: monitoring issues, accommodation errors, eligibility errors, improper accounting for secure materials, or other errors. Procedural irregularities are generally unintentional mistakes made by staff members, such as leaving secure materials in an unlocked, unmonitored setting. Please report all incidences that are or could be an irregularity to the testing coordinator immediately. The campus administration and testing coordinator will investigate to determine if irregularity has occurred. When investigating, we want to paint a picture of what happened. The first steps in an interview, this is only a fact-finding conversation. It's not a gotcha moment. The second step is for you to provide a written statement. This is so you can tell your story in your own words. For certified staff, Chapter 39 of the Texas Administrative Code states that a serious irregularity could result in the invalidation of a student's results. The educator being referred to the State Board of Education, or SBEC, or the lowering of an accountability rating. For non-certified staff, they would be referred to Human Resources for appropriate action. Because our district takes test security seriously and works as a team to train and follow all procedures, we reduce the risk of serious testing irregularities. The final step in this training is for you to submit an oath of test security and confidentiality. When signing this oath, you will acknowledge the responsibilities to report suspected testing irregularities to the campus testing coordinator, campus administrators, or the TEA Student Assessment Division, and that you are aware of the range of penalties that may result from the violation. This oath is valid for 1 school year. Thank you for your time spent completing this training. As a reminder, you're required to read the appropriate manuals and online resources, follow all testing procedures, report any violation or suspicion of violation of test security and confidentiality, and attend campus-specific training as they apply to your role. If you have any questions, contact the campus testing coordinator immediately. Thank you for your time. Again, our maintenance and security personnel may also contact the Director of Assessments with questions.